The Audians or Anthropomorphites were a sect of Christians in the 4th century in Syria and Scythia, named after the founder Audius, who took literally the text of Genesis I:27 that God created mankind in his own image. Beliefs. The distinguishing beliefs and practices included both theological anthropomorphism and quartodecimanism. Anthropomorphism holds that God has human form. Audius took the text of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 27, literally, and held that God has a human form. Quartodecimans were honoring the death of Christ on the eve of the Jewish Passover instead of following the Roman tradition of celebrating Easter. Out of Sunday history. Audius lived in Syria in the 4th century. His views extended into Scythia. Towards the end of the 4th century, the opinion of the Audians appeared among some African Christians. In 325 at the First Council of Nicaea, it was decreed that all Christians should follow the Roman tradition of celebrating Pascha at the Easter Sunday, and no longer at the date of 14 Nisan, like the Jewish Passover, as the so-called quartodecimans were used to do. The Audians, however, continued the quartodeciman practice. Epiphanius of Salamis called attention to the Audians in his Panarion. Although Epiphanius is not always a trustworthy source, but correctly quotes the viewpoint of the Audians, that the Church had abandoned the Fathers' Paschal rite in Constantine's time from deference to the Emperor, and changed the date of suit the Emperor. Roman emperors Constantine I the Great and Theodosius I legislated against the Audians, but the sect was still practicing quartodecimanism in Syrian Antioch in the 380s. The Church Father Theodore wrote on this heresy the following, as chapter 9 of his Ecclesiastical History, titled, Of the Heresy of the Audiani. The illustrious emperor thus took heed of the apostolic decrees, but Audius, a Syrian alike in race and in speech, appeared at the time as an inventor of new decrees. He had long ago begun to incubate iniquities and now appeared in his true character. At first he understood in an absurd sense the passage, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." From want of apprehension of the meaning of the divine scripture, he understood the divine being to have a human form, and conjectured it to be enveloped in bodily parts. For Holy Scripture frequently describes the divine operations under the names of human parts, since by these means the providence of God is made more easily intelligible to minds incapable of perceiving any immaterial ideas. To this impiety Audius added others of a similar kind. By an eclectic process he adopted some of the Manichaean doctrines of Manes and denied that the God of the universe is creator of either fire or darkness. But these and all similar errors are concealed by the adherents of his faction. They allege that they are separated from the assemblies of the Church, but since some of them exact accursed usury, and some live unlawfully with women without the bond of wedlock, while those who are innocent of these practices live in free fellowship with the guilty, they hide the blasphemy of their doctrines by accounting as they do for the living by themselves. The plea is, however, an impudent one, and the natural result of Pharisaic teaching. The Pharisees accused the physician of souls and bodies in their question to the holy apostles, "How is it that your master eateth with publicans and sinners?" And through the prophet, "God of such men says, which say, Come not near me, for I am pure. This is smoke of my wrath." But this is not a tithe to refute their unreasonable error. I therefore pass on to the remainder of my narrative. Other church fathers who wrote against it included Jerome and Cyril of Alexandria, who encountered it among some Egyptian monks. Cyril composed a short refutation of their error, which he attributed to extreme ignorance. Anthropomorphism. Also other early Christian writers such as Melito of Sardis, Tertullian, Origen and Lactantius were accused of anthropomorphism. anthropomorphism. Anthropomorphism was revived in northern Italy during the 10th century, but was effectually suppressed by the bishops, notably by Ratherius, Bishop of Verona. In modern times, Benny Hinn has also taught a form of anthropomorphism.